Good afternoon everyone. I'm talking to you from my back garden today, all about first aid kits. Kind of things I take out with me on a long walk, the kind of things I take out with me when I'm coaching, running coaching, and a little bit about first aid and how you can get trained up. Super useful thing to do. So let me give you a guided tour around my kit. So let's start with the kind of bag I would take out coaching with me, or maybe even on a day walk actually. Kind of unpacked a few things here. Now, first of all, you can tell that this is all in a dry bag. So wherever I take this, no matter how much it's raining, everything in it stays dry. Probably the first thing you think about is a little bit of cling film. Like, why on earth has she got cling film with her? You know what is super useful for like attaching bandages, for covering up grazes and bleeding wounds. It's very clean. It sticks to itself. It's super useful for managing wounds. Got a huge collection here of different kind of gauzes and bandages for different sizes of grazes. Really common, particularly with runners, just tripping and falling is probably one of the most common things to happen out on a run. In here I've got a little bit of tape to go with the bandages. Shears in case there's anything a little bit more serious happens, cutting off clothing, kind of getting to a particular wound or injury site, really useful. Basic painkillers, for safety pins. You know what, tripping, falling, ripping a bit of clothing, just sort of hold it back together again, or hold bandages in place, really handy. Duct tape, just because, you know, there's literally nothing better for patching up a bag that's ripped or a waterproof that's got a hole in when somebody's getting cold. Some of the other really useful things, again, kind of falling on from grazers, having some cleansing wipes, just to clean out any muck from a grazer or fall before you put that bandage on top. If the worst happens, a face shield for doing CPR and resuscitation. Ideally, you know, when I'm doing coaching in sports centres and parks, it's usually a defibrillator nearby. They're trying to put together a national map of defibrillators at the moment in their locations, which is really handy. This has been the most popular item in my first aid kit with the recent hot weather, rehydration salts. So if you're feeling a little bit dizzy, lightheaded, you know, kind of generally overwhelmed by the heat, definitely the thing to go for. Massive collection of plasters and blister plasters here for running, for walking. One of the most common things to kind of set you back on a long run or a walk when you're out in the middle of nowhere and need a little bit of help. And then a few kind of bandages, so your normal kind of crate bandages, triangular bandages, and just kind of more general bandages, so holding gauzes on together for anything, for bigger wounds, immobilising an arm if somebody's kind of gone over, stuck their arm out and damaged themselves. Thing to bear in mind with all of this is what are the situations that you're likely going to be in? Are you going to be near help or a little bit further away? You're going to be running on paths and trails in sort of areas where an ambulance is not going to be able to easily get to you. So even in the southeast of England, if you fall and twist your ankle and it's, you know, up a bit of a hilly, slippery slope for a 10-minute walk to the nearest road, the ambulance isn't going to be able to get to you. You're going to have to wait longer for somebody with specialist sort of extraction materials and techniques to be able to come and rescue you. This first aid kit I keep in my car. It's a little bit of a mix of bits and pieces. Oh, you know what? I forgot one thing, super important in here. Tick tweezers. So these are an amazing little device. You can kind of see them a little bit more clearly here to get ticks out of you. Increasingly common, particularly with the hot, warm weather we've had, and not the cold nights, to kind of kill off these little critters. So yeah, back to the kit that I keep in my car. So this will always be near me, relatively, you know, at least within a couple of minutes if I'm out coaching. So saline solution to wash wounds, another pair of scissors, cool packs are really useful, more gauzes, bandages, alcohol, hand sanitizer, and just a load more stuff, more materials, things for burns, more rehydration stuff, extra kind of packages of things that are really useful. And a load more gauzes, bigger bandages and elastoplasts and stuff in there. The most useful thing, I would say, is to have actually done a first aid course. So to know a little bit about Dr. ABCDE, making sure that you know how to manage a casualty and know a little bit about how to use this first aid kit. No point in having it with you if you don't really know how to use it. I did a great first aid in the outdoor environment course up at Plasters, which is the National Mountain Centre up in Snowdonia in Wales. But you can also do more local courses. St John's Ambulance have great courses, loads of regional centres, probably one near you. It's a brilliant book that I got recommended about outdoor specific first aid out on the mountain by Catherine Wills. Lives up in North Wales as well, so very experienced, a member of the local mountain rescue team. The other thing worth mentioning when I'm out walking poles. I generally take walking poles with me every time I go out on a walk on a big mountain day. They can double as leg splints. You can wrap gaffer tape around them, for emergency repairs, or in situations you can use them as emergency splints. You can use them combined with your emergency shelter to mock up a kind of makeshift stretcher to bring people down off the hill. So a few little ideas there about what to pop in your first aid kit.